Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, continuation of the chapter number 3. This is lecture number 32, and we are talking about the dipole moment, grade 11. So we are continuing chapter number 3. So this is a very important dipole moment. Dipole moment explains the degree of polarity. Degree of polarity of molecules. How much the molecule is polar, and also angle, maybe structure. Determine the degree of polarity of molecule. It is denoted by mu or nu, the dimension. This is the dipole moment. So dipole moment is used to determine the degree of polarity of the covalent molecules. It is the product of magnitude of charge. It is the product magnitude of the charge, positive or negative, and the distance between them. Means this mu dipole moment is equal to Q, charge, maybe positive, maybe negative, multiplied by the R, distance. Again I am telling you that dipole moment is a product of magnitude of the charge, maybe positive or maybe negative, and the distance between them is called dipole moment, where small q is the charge at the end, just like this is the hydrogen and this is a chlorine, polar molecule, partial positive charge, partial negative charge. So this is the dipole moment direction. Electrons are moved towards negative side. It is the vector quantity, direction, it has a direction. So that R is a distance between them. This is the R, distance between two bonded atoms. Its units are coulombs meter. Coulombs meter. Units are coulombs meter, and the scientist which used the experiment, this scientist was Weber. Weber. So he gave the constant value for the 1 Weber. So constant value for 1 D is equal 3.336 into 10 raised power minus 30 coulombs meter. He gave this constant value D by 1 D 3.336 10 raised power minus 30 coulombs meter. So we will calculate the degree of polarity. Definition I told you, formula I told you, unit I told you, both coulombs meter. According to the Weber scientist, he used an instrument to calculate polarity, so he gave the constant value. Applications. Applications of dipole moment. Of mu. Number one is a determination of polarity of molecules. Already I told you. If the value of dipole moment is very high, more, the molecule is more polar. If the less value molecule is less polar. If the value is 0, the molecule is non-polar, written here. The benzene, carbon, 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 hydrogen, its dipole moment is 0, D. This molecule is a non-polar. Between carbon and hydrogen, if you see this one, benzene structure, like this one. This is carbon hydrogen bond. So this distance is high and difference of the electronegativity is very low, very low. So instruments cannot detect this one polarity. So generally it is zero dipole and non-polar in nature. And chlorobenzene, if I remove this hydrogen, then if I put chlorine here, then other, like this one. So this is the chlorobenzene. So the chlorine and carbon are bonded and the difference is very high, and it has dipole moment 1.2 D. 1.2 D shows that chlorobenzene is a polar one. Other thing is that study the dipole moment, also find applications of stereochemistry. Organic chemistry, we have a branch that's called stereochemistry. Stereoisomerism. For example, dipole moment of 1,2-dichloroethene. 1,2-dichloro. Like this one. 1 chlorine and second chlorine, 1,2-dichloroethene. In the stereochemistry, stereoisomerism, we have many kinds of isomerisms, and one of them is called geometrical isomerism, cis-trans isomerism. Structural formula the same, different the position of identical groups. Different the position of identical groups is called cis-trans isomerism. Cis-trans isomerism. So there is a carbon, and there is a hydrogen, and there is a chlorine, double bond is here, and there is a carbon, and here is a chlorine, and here is a hydrogen. This is the one. Number 2, there is a carbon, hydrogen, chlorine, double covalent bond, carbon, hydrogen, and chlorine. Like this. So this is explained upon on the basis of geometrical isomerism. We call cis and trans isomerism. Same name, 1,2-dichloroethene. The difference that in this identity groups are opposite. Hydrogen, hydrogen, chlorine, chlorine. Opposite. If the identical groups are opposite, this arrangement is called trans arrangement. The name of this compound is trans 1,2-dichloroethene. Geometrical isomerism. If the identical groups are up and down, same sides. Identical groups are same sides. This is a cis arrangement. So we call 1,2-dichloroethene cis 1,2-dichloroethene. So their structural formula is same. position of the electric group is different. So dear students, so you can see that trans 1,2-dichloroethene has zero dipole, non-polar, and cis 1,2-dichloroethene has 1.89. This is a polar. The reason is that these two opposite chlorine, they cancel their effect of dipole. Dipole is cancelled, this chlorine and this chlorine, they cancelled out. That's why overall dipole moment is zero and non-polar. But these chlorine atoms, electronegative and hydrogen, they are not going to be cancelled out their dipole. So that's why they show dipole in the instrument and show polar in nature. This is another thing for the stereochemistry. I told you cis and trans. Then I told you that in the covalent compounds there the partial positive and partial negative charge, and we've done in the previous section the ionic character of the covalent bond. Now here in this section we will calculate the percentage of ionic character of the covalent compounds. If the percentage is more than 50, the bond is ionic. If the percentage is less than 50, then we call bond is covalent, but polar covalent. So this is percentage of ionic character in the covalent bonding. Example is given. So hydrogen fluoride has, now there are two dipoles. One is observed, means practical, and others are calculated. One is observed. So hydrogen fluoride has observed dipole moment 1.90 D. This is the observed dipole, we calculate practically. Find the percentage of the ionic character in hydrogen fluoride. The value of R distance is 0.917 into 10 raised power minus 10 meters, and charge Q, unit positive charge Q is 1.6022 into 10 raised power minus 19 coulombs. It's a constant you done in the chapter number 2. So when you apply the formula calculating the dipole moment, ionic dipole moment, Q into R means 1.6022 10 raised power minus 19 coulombs multiplied by 0.917 10 raised power minus 10 meters. So you will get the answer 1.469 into 10 raised power minus 29 coulombs meter. This is the ionic dipole. Now students, after calculating this, dipole moment actually is in this form 1, 2, 3, 0 like this. So you have to use 1 D, which is given constant by the D bar, 3.336 into 10 raised power minus 30 coulombs meter. So use this formula. You have to divide by this 3.336 into 10 raised power minus 30 coulombs meter cancelled, and you will get the net 4.4 D. So ionic dipole is, this is the observed dipole, 1.90 D, and ionic dipole is 4.4 D. So calculate the percentage of ionic character. Percentage of ionic character will be the observed dipole divided by ionic dipole multiplied by 100. So observed dipole is 1.9, ionic dipole is 4.4 multiplied by 100. So you will get the 43.2%. So dear students, 43.2% is less than 50. So less than 50 shows that the hydrogen fluoride has covalent character, not ionic character. Covalent character is dominant over the ionic character. So this will help you, and these some exercise questions are given. You have to find this. I'm going to tell you. This is the question number 7. Dipole moment of hydrogen process. You have to calculate and see that how much covalent character or ionic character is for the hydrogen chloride. Now, students, here we finish this. Now the new topic is effect of bonding on the properties of compounds. Bonding. Effect of bonding on the आंसर है कि आप मेरे साथ 5 मिनट जरूर में आ रहा है, ठीक है? ओके ओके ओके, ठीक ठीक ओके, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। हाँ ठीक। Effect of bonding on the properties of compounds. So dear students, we have many properties, just like solubility of ionic compounds. Now in the ionic compounds there are ionic forces, and 3 factors are very important: solute, solute, solute solvent, and solute factors. Interactions between solvent and solvent, interactions between solute and solute, interaction between solute and solvent. Then the solubility takes place. So in the ionic compounds, just like sodium chloride, silver nitrate, ammonium chloride, these are the ionic compounds. They dissolve in water and they dissociate into ions. They change into ions, split into positive and negative ions. But not all the ionic compounds they dissolve in water. Calcium carbonate, limestone, marble cannot dissolve in water. Calcium sulfate, chalk, very, very small. It forms suspension. And these ionic compounds not only dissolve but dissociate into ions. The interaction between solute and solvent is strong. If the interaction between solute and solute are strong, then solvent has not ability to dissociate the bond between the solute and solvent. So this is the solubility. When the crystals of ionic compound, I told you this, rest in water. Water is a polar. So water polar has a partial positive and negative partial hydrogen and oxygen. So anions of the salt and cations of the salt, so these are going to move towards the water molecules. Negative ions of the salt move towards the hydrogen of the water, and positive ion of the salt move towards the negative oxygen of the water. So this is called ionic and covalent interactions. How the ionic compound dissolve in polar covalent water. This happens when the hydration energy, hydration means when the water is going to be has ability to dissolve. Hydration energy equal or greater than lattice energy. Lattice energy means breaking bond between these ionic compounds, between sodium and chloride. This is called lattice energy. So when the hydration energy is greater or equal to lattice energy, the solubility takes place. To use the overcome of lattice energy and then the freed from their position of the crystals and ionization taking place, solubility takes place, and the solution is going to be formed. So this is same is given here, which I told you. Many ionic compounds, they do not dissolve in water, just like I do calcium carbonate. Very high lattice energy. So lattice energy is greater than the energy of hydration. That's why low solubility. Written here, benzene can dissolve in hexane, but benzene cannot dissolve in water. That's lot of difference of energy between polar water and benzene non-polar. So this is the one thing, how ionic compound dissolve and ionize. Solubility of covalent compounds same. There are two types of covalent compounds, one are polar and another are non-polar. Benzene non-polar, carbon tetrachloride non-polar, ether non-polar, grease non-polar, petrol non-polar, they are miscible with each other due to the same reason. Like dissolve like rule. Polar in polar, ionic in polar, non-polar in non-polar. Alcohol is polar, water is polar, glucose is polar, they are miscible with each other. The attractive forces of solvent molecules in non-polar solvents are enough for overcoming the intermolecular forces of attraction. So covalent compounds, having covalent compounds easily dissolve in water due to the polarity, same nature. Alcohol, water, miscible, highly miscible. Ammonia, water, highly miscible. So it depends upon ability to form hydrogen bonding. Bond between hydrogen and highly electronegative elements, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, is called hydrogen bonding. Ionic compounds are non-directional character because they have a three-dimensional shape, and ionic positive and negative ions have a fixed position in the crystals. There's no direction. So they are non-directional in character. Covalent bond compounds are directional in character because there is no three-dimensional space for this one. Isomers, same, C2H6O. C2H6O is a molecular formula. You done the functional groups. One possibility is that form with ether, dimethyl ether, 2 carbon, 3, 6 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. And second possibility is to form ethanol. These are the isomers. 2, 3 hydrogen, 5 and 6, 1 carbon, 1 carbon. So 2 isomers, different functional groups. Speed of chemical reactions, you know, ionic reactions are faster than covalent. Because when I put ionic compound in water, it dissociates into ions. Already bond broken. Only just new bonds going to be formed. That's why it's speed up. But when covalent compounds are going to react, the old bond is going to break at the same time and new bond are going to be formed at the same time. That's why the covalent reactions are slower than that of the ionic reactions. So examples are many given here. The speed I told you, density, the force of attraction exists between the cations and anions in ionic compounds close with each other. So when they are hard and heavy, more density. Metallic solids and molecular network, yes, metals have a metallic bond, special force of attraction between the electron C negative and the positive charge protons, so that's metallic ions. So there is a special kind of force which is called metallic bond. Metallic solids are good conductor of electric current, and molecular solid van der Waals force, just like dry ice, carbon dioxide gas minus 80 degrees centigrade is going to be dry ice. So this is a very soft, it can melt, very weak force of attraction. Ionic solids are to very strong force of attraction, sodium chloride. Covalent, this diamond, graphite. Diamond is a very hardest substances. That's why a special network present between the covalent, this solid, very hard and heavy and high melting point and boiling point. So students, there is one point here, the difference between the metallic solid I told you, the solid which are by interaction of metal and metal, only silver, only iron, only copper. So this special kind of the force of attraction is called metallic solids. But in the molecular net solids, molecular solids, they are going to form by van der Waals forces, very weak forces, and so melting point, boiling point is a very low here. So in the general covalent, same molecules, diamond, graphite, they are very hot, and you can see the interactions. Diamond has a very proper means arrangement of the carbon-carbon atoms in the graphite layered form, weaker than that of the diamond. You can read this. So we complete this chapter. In the next lecture, inshallah, we will discuss some exercise questions. Then start chapter number 4. Thank you very much.